My name is Aidanomic, and today we're going to be going through some of the Darkest Dungeon 2 patch notes and talking about changes and how they're going to impact the game. So RedHooks just released their first major patch for Darkest Dungeon 2, which is patch 0.10.29156. With the game being in early access, we're going to be seeing a ton more of these patches taking place before the full release in 2022. Now what this patch has done is it has made this game a lot tougher for new players in my opinion. They've changed the way stress healing works, as well as completely changing some of the hero's abilities, such as the man-at-arms and his bolster ability, but we'll get more into that later anyway. So before the latest patch came out, you were able to stress heal the heroes no matter what their stress levels were at. So if a hero was on 1 or 2 stress, you were able to stress heal. Now, with this latest patch that RedHooks have done, that is all out of the window. Stress healing now works the same way in which healing works in DD2. Meaning that the heroes need to be above a certain level of stress before you are able to start using the abilities to de-stress. RedHooks have changed the way in which the man-at-arms bolster ability works. Pre-patch, an upgraded bolster would have a 50% chance of removing 1 stress from all heroes, which was absolutely incredibly huge and made it a bit easier to handle the hero's stress levels. Now, post-patch, the way in which bolster works is that a non-upgraded bolster will reduce 1 stress on only 1 hero, but it will also de-stress the man-at-arms as well. This reworked bolster ability also has a cooldown of 1, which means you now need to wait every other turn before you are able to stress heal your heroes. But that is not the only downside to the new bolster ability and what they've changed. With the change of stress and adding a threshold before you can use the ability, the man-at-arms now needs to wait until one of the other heroes is on or over 5 stress before he is able to use his bolster ability. These changes have made the stress management in the game so much harder. It seems to me like RedHooks want us to have an average stress of around 3 or 4, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. In terms of changes with the threshold, I definitely feel it could be changed a little bit and make the threshold down to 3 or 4. So for example, ounce of prevention on the Plague Doctor, the threshold could be reduced from 5 down to 4. This would then mean that the stress would average around 3 or 4, which would give us some more positive interactions between the heroes, which is a great thing to have. So my overall thoughts on the patch are that RedHooks are definitely heading in the right direction. I love the changes that they've made to bolster. Feel like they need to be reworked just a tiny bit. Like I said, just change the threshold and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel it's a very good change, but this patch has really made the game a lot tougher, especially for newer players. With the way the stress works now, and with the stress threshold the way it is, Darkest Dungeon 2 is now going to be even more unforgiving for newer players and potentially driving those newer players away from the game, and that is not what we want at all. Especially when Darkest Dungeon 2 is aimed more towards a newer player base. But overall, I do feel as though RedHooks are going in the right direction with the changes and everything else that they're doing and their balancing patches. Patches are always back and forth, so there'll be some good patches, there'll be some bad patches, but ultimately I feel like RedHooks can work this out and they will come up trumps and we will see a very good game on release. But guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Be sure to like the video and subscribe on your way out. My name is Aidanomic and goodbye for now.